Welcome back to Super Live. I'm Miles Perry, and I'm here at La Gala, number one clothing store and sneaker store in Oklahoma City. I'm here with Jay Swick of the Morning Rush, OKC Sports Radio, KINB 105.3. Jay Swick, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you, Miles?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
I'm good. It's been a while. We got a lot of great guests tonight. Coach Chev Davis of Dale City Head Boys basketball coach, and Creed Barrett, the Washington High quarterback. So it's going to be a good show. But I want to talk to you a little about high school football right now. Oklahoma City Public Schools, you're the voice. So how's that going right now?
Oklahoma City Public Schools is full of amazing scholar athletes. So I've been really impressed with just how amazing those athletes are just on and off the field, really, and how they work, how they prepare, how they overcome adversity. There's a lot to like, and I think the whole district, every team within the district does a really good job in different ways. And I've been really impressed on the football field with Southeast this year. Coach Michael Billingsley does a really good job. They've got some stud athletes over there, Carlton Evans, that I'm really impressed with, Montre McGluckrich. Hernan Terrazas. I mean, they've got some dogs over there that love to compete, and they found some success this year. I think they started out, 4-5-0 for the first time in 42 years. So they're setting records over there. They're trying to compete. They're trying to, get some district wins to get a good spot in the playoffs. We know Class 5A football is just tremendously competitive. And so they're trying to find their way like many other teams. But I've been really impressed with just how well these athletes fall in love with the process and just compete day to day.
And it's funny, Southeast, they're 6-1. They just beat Class and SAS 54-0 this past Friday. But other teams, me and you were at Soul Bowl together.
Right.
And what do you think about Douglas and Millwood going into the year? I mean, Douglas, has been a surprise for most people this year in football. So.
Right. Well, they started out, I believe, 4-0, 3-0, 4-0 to start the season. They red hot. One of those wins was against Millwood, first time they've won the Soul Bowl in 9 years. And big fan of Damon Turner. I think he's got a bunch of kids that love to work and really trust him in his process. He really does a great job with them. So I've been impressed with Douglas. They've battled some adversity over the past couple weeks, but I expect them to just get back on it and keep competing. There's a couple other teams that stand out. I was really impressed with the way U.S. Grant kind of started the year. Alex Levacy.
They were hard too at the start.
They're in such a tough class. I mean, 6A2 is just a gauntlet, right? Yeah. And they started out well and then have fallen off. So, but it's more about just how you conduct your work and how are you approaching practice, how are you approaching games, and that's what impresses me most about these athletes is the heart and soul. No matter what happens, they're not going to quit, and that's what they're coached to do, and that's some of the things that I think they're going to carry on in life whenever they do get graduate.
And I'm gonna switch the topic to basketball. It's October. Basketball practice started a couple weeks ago. For those that don't know, Jay Swick is the voice of the Douglas Trojans.
I call a lot of their games. I know their program very well. I know Steven Alexander and a lot of their players. I'm close to that program. I don't know if I carry that title quite yet.
I mean, they've won 2 state championships as you calling the game. So
I guess I'm a good luck charm. I think you can say that. But I have a lot of respect for the Douglas Trojans in their program and how hard those kids work as well. And they're going to be reloaded again this year. And really just the way last year ended was pretty crazy.
That Croston's game was crazy.
I mean, Weatherford, finally getting over the hump. They've won so many. They literally won over 100 games and didn't have a state title to show for it. They win by 2, over Crossings in the championship game. That was just a storybook ending. I thought Deer Creek.
Yeah.
I picked them to lose every game in the state tournament.
People didn't believe me when I said before the tournament playoffs, I said Deer Creek's a sleeper.
Right. And they go out there and they knock off Owasso And then I picked them to lose every game of the state tournament, and they proved me wrong. And they ended up beating Union for the gold ball. That was something that I think you can write a movie about.
But I think the game that shocked everybody the most was when they beat Owasso in the quarterfinals.
Right. It was just shocking. I mean, I didn't anticipate that. And that loss that Owasso suffered, I think they're gonna keep that in the
Welcome back, you guys, to Super Live here at La Gala. I'm here with Jay Swick of the Morning Rush for OKC Sports Radio 105.3 KIMB. Jay Swick, we just talking about high school basketball and some of the teams you like going into the year, regardless of class. On break, it's funny, we were just talking about Coach Chev about, Deer Creek disbanding, and it's kind of funny seeing all these kids move around. Word on the street is from people, Norman High is the favorite in 6A right now. And, I'm not disagreeing with anybody, but I'm a type of guy I like to sit there and watch them play. Before I say that, I still think I got Owasso as the best team in 6A, just from the history. But how do you feel about 6A? Washington State tournament last year.
Yeah, I thought, like I said, I was really surprised by the run that Deer Creek had. I mean, they took me by surprise. I was definitely not a hater, but I thought that I didn't give them a chance. I was like, I think a lot of people that looked at Owasso as the best team in the state. And to see Deer Creek kind of shut everybody up and send Owasso home and then go on to win the rest of the year was just a surprise to me. Seriously, I do think it's kind of a storybook ending. But this year it's wide open. Obviously Owasso is going to be even more motivated to come back and finish the job again. They'd won the year before. Norman is a team on the rise. There's a player there that I really like, Bo Billingsley, that I think is a tremendously talented player. But yeah, I think 6A is just ultra competitive. That's where you're seeing the big schools really go at it. Early in the season, you'll see some matchups you don't typically see. And that's why I really like the Tournament of Champions at the end of this year.
Yeah.
You see a lot of different teams from different classes playing teams that they don't normally play, so that's always kind of fun. But Yeah, 6A, I think I look at Owasso and just think, like, how can anybody knock them off? But I thought the same thing last year, and it was Deer Creek. So stay tuned for part 2.
March Madness.
Yeah, exactly.
March Madness.
No doubt. And you know, the state tournament's going to be in the new facility this year, and it's state-of-the-art, beautiful. Looking forward to calling some games out of that thing this year.
Now, so before I let you go, Jay Swick's the biggest Polk fan I know. And I got to, you know, Super Prep covers high school and college sports, so we're going to talk. We're going to talk a little about the Pokes. How you feel about Mike Gundy and how the trajectory of the program from here on out?
It's, you know, it's one of those things. It's unfortunate. I wish it would have worked out differently. You know, I really do. I think it was going to come to an end at some point. The writing was kind of on the wall, even with what happened last year and how they started this year. And the program was sinking fast, and they made the move. They made the decision. I think that there's a lot to offer at Oklahoma State. I think everybody looks at that school and says, do they have any money? Are they going to be able to pay anything? I totally disagree with that notion. I think that they have the resources available to compete, and I think they're going to get somebody that is probably a little bit of a surprise to be the head coach. And who that is, we'll find out before too long. But I'm not giving up on this program. I think they have a lot to offer in Stillwater. There's a lot to like, and you know, they will eventually rise to the top of the Big 12. Eventually, it may take a little bit of time, but you know, it's the beginning of a new era. And so we'll see who they get, but I'm a believer in Chad Weiberg and that athletic department. I think they'll make the right decision that's best for the university, and they'll bring in somebody that can turn that program back into a winner. And
it's funny, some people in Norman, I don't think it's going to happen, but, you know, I remember someone was, and it was on Twitter too, I saw someone say, watch Ben Arbuckle be OSU's head coach next year.
I mean, I've heard every name in the book get thrown around as potential head coaches. Ben Arbuckle, Zach Robinson. I'm now hearing James Franklin.
That wouldn't be a bad pickup.
I don't know.
He doesn't need the money.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't.
He doesn't need he just got bought out.
Check that was pretty nice. Yeah. But yeah, we got to see what decisions that the president of the university, the athletic director, make. You know, for the long term, and I'll stand by their decision, and we'll see where they go. But I'm still rooting for the Pokes, and even though they're struggling, but I'm looking forward to Oklahoma State basketball season this year. Steve Lutz, I think, has really hit the ground running and recruiting for the basketball team. They've added some size this year. Instead of just having a flurry of guards and being really fast-paced, which is ideal, but you do have some guys that can really rim protect and get rebounds and block shots, and so that's what I'm really interested regarding OSU athletics, is what their basketball team is going to look like, because their head coach has been recruiting, and I wish he and even Porter Moser over in Norman would recruit some of these high school basketball players here in the state of Oklahoma, because they deserve it, and the talent level is underappreciated in the state of Oklahoma. I've tried to make kind of a top 10, top 20 list on who the top basketball players are on the high school level in the state of Oklahoma. It was really hard. I didn't waste a lot of time because I realized that I'm going to do somebody some injustice. But, boy, I've just really impressed. Tyson Pogai from Southmore, I think, is just a threat. You know, there's a couple other guys that obviously didn't foresight, the Millwood guys, and then my Douglas guys. I mean, I think Douglas is going to be a big-time threat in 4A once again this year. Coach Steven Alexander has a no excuses, no BS kind of program. You come to work and you stay out of trouble and you make your grades, and you work hard in practice, and if you can do all those things, maybe we'll see you in a game sometime.
That is very much so, Coach D.
They've got some really, really good players.
I had that firsthand experience.
To watch about. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. And he makes his players better. And I will say this, and this is my last comment on this. If you get a chance to go watch Coach D play and see how he breaks stuff down, And he's not yelling at you to yell at you. He's yelling at you to make sure you understand what is going on. And I don't think kids get that in high school. Oh, he's yelling at me, he's mad at me.
I think you're right. And I think, if he's not yelling at you, that's when you need to worry.
That means he doesn't care.
That means he doesn't care. And he cares about that team. They've got some new talent to replace some big-time leadership players last year. Obviously Jaden Williams, Landry Ballard Jr., Deshaun Ransom, Jaden Nickens, those guys are gone now. So now it's next man up.
But hey, that's what this high school portal's for.
To see what some of these young players do.
That's what this high school portal's for. I've been saying it for a while now. The high school portal is real and live in effect. You know, and I feel like you see it with Norman. They got Kaysen from Deer Creek, and his brother, and they got another kid from Norman North we were talking about. So I just, a lot of moving pieces.
Right, and that's the OSSAA. That's the rule that they put into place, and people are playing by the rules. And it's usually, if you see players leave, then it's a bad thing. But if you see players come to your school, it's a good thing. So it's just all kind of, how you view it and how these, different fan bases view it as well. But that's the era that we're in. You either adapt or die, man.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see where it goes. Nothing, I don't think, lasts forever, so maybe we'll see some changes down the line from the board of directors, and who knows. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a pretty amazing high school basketball season this year. Big time. You buckle up. It's going to be big.
No, yeah. Jay Swick, I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you, man.
You guys, we're going to take a break. But, hey, we have one of the youngest and up-and-coming coaches in Oklahoma, Chev Smith from Dale City. He's coming on next. You guys stay tuned. Stay on the radio, guys. Keep listening. Shout out to Wes in the studio as well. See you guys in a second. Back to Super live at La Gala. I'm here with Chev Smith, the newest Dale City Boys head basketball coach. How are you, Chev?
I'm doing good, man. A little tired from practice, but I'm cool.
How was practice?
It was good. It was good energy today. Had a little flat moment for a second, but we had to get the fire back started. But it was cool.
No, but how you been for real though? You went on Lawton last. You guys went on a deep state tournament run. Mm-hmm. Sadly, you guys lost to Booker T in the state championship. But how are you going besides all that?
It's been good, man. I'm back fully recharged. The transition was definitely a lot on me. From closing a chapter, open up a new chapter. That was definitely a lot of different emotional battle. Also getting adjusted with the kids at where I'm at now, and also still got to heal some hearts whenever you leave some kids as well. So just battling both of those. So now I'm at a smooth sailing right now. Things are going really good. You know, in tune with all my teachers and admin and things like that. So I'm pretty comfortable right now.
And I think it's cool, Chev, because I've been watching you coach since I've been in high school playing. I remember you was I learned something today. You told me you were at Chickasha. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was my first.
But I remember first meeting you from Hoop Addicts. You know, you were coming to see Trey play and all that. But then you were coaching at Cassidy. And then I watched you go to Millwood. You got 2 state championships, you know, under Coach Jeffries. Now, then you went to Lawton, and you had success there. So what's it like going to Dale City now?
It's cool, man. It's fun. Like, Lena left the place in a great situation. Dale City it reminds me a lot of Lawton, honestly, the way kind of same students, same, I guess you would say, energy there. So I like it. Like I said, I like the kids there. Kids are very energetic. They also remind me a lot of the Millwood kids, you know what I'm saying? Very athletic, you know.
Yeah.
Just need some guidance. Also just need somebody to love on. That's really it.
And it's funny you say that. Have you tried to build a culture for Millwood at each place you go? I mean, I feel you're at Millwood the longest.
Yeah, I was there a lot. I did 5 years stint there. Of course, I was doing middle school head coaching duties and also doing high school, so I was doing both pretty much the whole 5-year stint and teaching there as well. So I definitely learned a lot there, you know, as far as like that being a small community, learning about their culture. I feel like I've done a good job of building a culture every place I've been, but I've only been, this is my second place since being at Millwood. So I feel like I built a great culture at Law when I was there, and I'm doing the same thing now. Lenny built one for sure, and so I'm taking on the way that he already had there. But you know, I'm also narrating my own story.
And I know every coach, you know, has an especially with your program, have an expectation of winning that state championship this year. But what's your expectation in general as a program, from you know your freshman team all the way up to JV and varsity?
Get better and win. I mean, so varsity is going to be state championship. I'm probably never going to stop saying that until I stop coaching. That's always going to be the standard, gold standard. That's just because that's all I know. You know, that's all I've been a part of. It's all I've been experiencing. So, you know, I'll never want to lower that or dim that light. As far as I'll go to JV. I'm not going to skip over them. Even my JV guys, you know, I need guys to develop in the positions they're going to be playing. You know, I don't really look down on JV. I actually kind of look at that as a development program.
Yeah.
So I can see things in kids. They can work on some things. I might have a kid who's, you know, he might not see in the floor that well. I'll play a little JV, especially if he's younger, you know, so that way the game can slow down. You can get your reps. As far as freshmen, I just want them improving every day, you know, but anybody knows if I have a freshman that can compete, you know, and swim out there with the Sharks in varsity, I'm going to let them come out here and swim. And, you know, I'm never going to hold you back due to your age. So freshmen, again, they're a day-to-day grind. You know, I just want to see them improve week by week.
And what would you tell a freshman, incoming freshman, I should say, that's playing high school basketball? Because I feel like in our generation, you get on TikTok, you get on social media, you see all these kids younger, they want to play earlier and do more things. What would you tell them to do if they're in that developmental period to wait back and just let it happen?
Man, take care of your energy and your effort. You know, your skill set might be balanced out with another senior or junior, something like that, or you might have a high skill set that's higher than some of them. But you can't control your energy and effort, and that's one thing that'll catch a coach's attention. Because if I have this young guy that's putting out more effort and, you know, and being louder or, you know, moving, giving me more effort on defense than this junior to senior, you know, to me that stands out. Because it's like you're almost towards your ending game, and he's just now opening up the door.
Yeah.
And so if they're about the same, it's like there's no telling how much better you can get if I push you and make you more uncomfortable. So, you know, that would be the one thing I would tell a freshman. If you're going to go into a varsity practice, be the loudest kid out there. Try to guard the best player out there. Doesn't matter if a senior blows by you or anything like that, or out-muscles you on a layup or on a rebound. He's supposed to do that. But if you do it to him, it's a little more louder. You know, coach is going to pay a little more attention because this is a freshman. He's doing the same thing you can do or give you some problems, things like that. So that'd probably be the 2 words I'll let a freshman know. Like, your energy and effort, man, is everything.
I'm going to switch the topic up on high school basketball at the state.
Okay.
You know, new coaching changes everywhere. You're one of them. A lot of kids moving around, high school transfer portal. So how do you feel about the portal as in fact of you using it? Or, I mean, you know, I don't feel like coaches are holding back anymore. You can answer that, how you want to answer that. But how do you feel about that? Kids moving around, jumping ship like it's, you know, college.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. That's kind of the era we in right now. Of course, you see it on TV. They see their favorite NBA players moving around teams. They see if they do watch college basketball, a lot of them don't. But, you know, college basketball kids are in the portal quickly, so you're giving them a lot of options. I think the portal is definitely beneficial in certain sequences. You know, it might be a kid in a bad situation, so, you know, he might need to transfer schools to, you know, be able to showcase his game. Now, I'm not agreeing with every transfer. No, I ain't going to do that. But I think it's a catch-22. It benefits, and then, you know, it can also be hindering, you know. But I feel like coaches are gonna speak on it based on the beneficial side. Like, if it's benefiting, they ain't gonna say nothing. But if it's hurting them, then yeah, they got a problem with it.
Yeah. And we were talking about earlier before the show, you guys are going to play Tulsa Central this year. And you guys played them in the state tournament last year at Lawton.
Yeah.
So you told me you're looking forward to that game. Which
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna say his name, but he know what I'm talking about. It's his. I said that Bubba D. We ended up beating him in Lawton. And good kid, great kid, man, really great kid. Plays the ball really well. But he was just like, hey, coach, man, you made me drop a tear. I need my lick back. So I said, cool. Let's set the game up. So we ended up having a game. We'll play East Central on December 5th at East Central. And I understand that because I told him, I said, you got a friend of yours that I need my lick back. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a competitive thing, man. And also I think it's just good for the state, for you to rise that competitive level between programs, because it makes the kids it gives us something to look forward to. I know me as a coach, when I see certain names on the schedule, I'm like, yeah, I'm up for that game. I want to play that game. So
how do you and what state do you think Oklahoma basketball's in right now from a high school standpoint? Like,
I think it's in a good state, honestly. When kids are starting to get, I do think kids get overlooked a lot down here, but I think lately kids have been getting looks. They're actually doing better. Competing at a high level, kids are getting noticed. I'm seeing kids actually get opportunities in different states, AAU based and things like that, and also with their college offers. So I think it's on the uprise, honestly.
And it's funny you say that, because me and my friends on my age group, class of 2021, we all talk about how it's funny how we see these kids getting D1 offers left and right now.
Mm-hmm.
Football, basketball,
Everything.
doesn't matter the sport. And then it feels like when we were coming up, the classes before us, or even our classes, there wasn't that many kids getting those looks. And I think social media and the new marketing scheme has a way of helping, and then,
Sure.
I think it's a good thing the Legends came back, because we didn't have an EYBL team for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and Trae Young was here for a little bit, then they combined. But it's just, I think that's crazy,
I definitely think the social media is playing a big part. Kids are learning how to, put up themselves. Coaches are creating and getting better connections with other coaches. And I think, also in the college sport, a lot of Oklahoma coaches are stepping up. So, those connections are following them along, and I think they're able to, help these youth, help these kids to get to their destinations. I just think, like I said, they're paying more attention to us now. Oklahoma is getting a little light on, man. Oklahoma City just won the NBA championship,
Yeah.
So I think people are starting to really pay attention to Oklahoma athletes, and that's great for the youth, for them to be able to maximize their opportunities.
And I'm going to switch the topic up. It was funny when I was preparing for this show, and I was doing my due diligence, doing my research. I went back to high school freshman year when you guys first started doing the interviews on Hoop Addicts.
Yeah.
You're going to high school interviewing kids. Will you ever think you can get back and doing that? I know Craig has told me he's trying to get Hoop Addicts back on doing anything. Do you want to do that again?
Man, he asked me probably once a month. We talk. We still have our Hoop Addicts group, so we still kind of talk a little bit. People don't even know that.
I know Jay's active on social media. He be commenting on.
John a dad. He a dad right now. He just be chilling. But a lot of people don't even know I was a part of Hoop Addicts, or I even had I was one of the owners of that. So I would love to get back into it. My only fear of it is that, I did interview them with kids, and you see me interview Trey, Bijan, things like that. My only fear of it is, coach might think you trying to recruit his kid just because I want to have a conversation with him. This is kind of how the game is.
I get it.
So I respect
it. So you ain't trying to double dip.
Nah, I don't want nobody coming after me. I stay out the way. Let me keep my peace. I don't want no problems. But I've always enjoyed, if you know me from Hoop Addicts, I've always enjoyed just helping youth. I've always been there, so I've always wanted to talk to them, help them out, just give them knowledge that I feel like I got late. Let me give it to you early and see what you do with it. So that's always been my motive about it. But I don't even really bring up that I was.
Another reason why I want to say that is because you guys help inspire a whole new generation of media in Oklahoma. Because I feel like I see everybody trying to have a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of kids have a camera now, walking around the gym. I feel like we didn't have that in Oklahoma.
Oh, we didn't. So
it was you had to go travel to a tournament in Dallas and get a mixtape, and you guys were popping up at every big game and giving the top players a mixtape.
I was actually coaching and having to drive to a game, so I would drive to a game, help film Craig. Craig would do all the video. I would just do the photos, and so that's kind of my thing. I actually still have my Instagram page is actually still live. I don't got it no more, but it's shot by Chev. So I used to take photos in there, and then I would go back and coach. And that's when I was driving back and forth from the city to Chickasha, and then I went to Cassidy and it slowed down a little bit because coaching picked up. And then when I got to Millwood, it kind of not deceased, but it just kind of it withered away. And I just focused mainly on coaching because that was more of my passion.
Okay. And I'm gonna switch the topic up back to Dale City basketball. Who's some guys we should look out for this year?
Oh,
Because you
man.
told me you guys are deep this year.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of bodies, man. You know, a lot of athletes. I wouldn't say I have the most polarizing names, but, you know, senior Kaman Shaw, he's been there, 4-year guy program. He was one of the starters last year. He's there. Had a move-in kid, Jace Coleman, to be as well. Some of my Marquise Fleming is a sophomore. Started some games last year, just young. Played on the Legends team this summer. He has a really good upside. He's doing better, doing well right now. Got some young guys. My junior class is very, very good. Sophomores and my freshmen as well. I got some young freshmen moving in, so I would tell everybody their names, but you know, I'm gonna just let them play.
Speak for
and then,
themselves.
yeah, you'll see when you see the box score.
Okay. Shed, this is gonna be my last question for them. Let you go.
Gotcha.
Who motivates you to be you and being a great coach and mentor to these kids?
Man, God first and foremost. I would probably say my first mentors. Can I name two?
Yeah.
Can I name two?
You can name as many as you want.
I would probably say my dad. My dad's probably one of the first people that he inspired me to find my own lane and, you know, and be happy being me. You know, I watched my dad get up at 4:30 every morning and go to the oil field, you know, and I really didn't see him a lot because he was always gone.
Yeah.
So, you know, it made me want to work. So that's where my work ethic comes from. Because I know people call me crazy getting up at like 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning going to work. That's all I seen. So I don't really know nothing else in that. But one of the guys that kind of helped me learn, like I would say helped me in my coaching path was Chop, Frankie.
Chop.
Yeah,
So it's
Chop.
Chop.
And crazy, I was searching for his guidance actually when I got to Millwood. And one of the first things he ever said, he was like, "Don't ask me a basketball question." And that threw me off because I was like, "Well, damn, you got like 15 rings,
He
man."
has the most as a coach.
Yeah, he has the most as a coach. So
As a
I
state.
was trying to wonder like, why I'm not gonna ask you a basketball question if you got all these rings. And then when he made me understand like it's not what it's about, and that changed my whole method of, you know, coaching, because it was more of a making sure these kids are better men when they walk out of here. You know, you can't really control that ball bouncing and what they're doing, but you know I can instill certain core teaching methods in you that will follow you along. You'll be able to kind of withstand on your own through adversity, anything. So, you know, he helped me with that, and actually I became a better teacher in the classroom. And so by me being a better teacher, that helped me be a better coach. And I've always used that method. Shout out to Warren P too.
Like, from the greatest, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give it to him. The greatest high school basketball coach. Tell you, that's some good advice.
No,
I've heard a lot of crazy and good stories about Chop Dome because my dad, you know, went through Millwood too.
Just to tear them legs up.
But no, Chev, I appreciate you coming on. I wish nothing but the best to you guys this season.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna take a break. We're gonna have Creed Barrett, Washington High star quarterback, is gonna be on next. 5 live at La Gala. I'm here with Creed Barrett, the Washington High star quarterback. Creed, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy you're here.
Yes, sir.
No, but Creed, you have had a great freshman year. You're a sophomore this year. We were just talking about it with the crew. You threw for over 3,000 yards last year.
Yes, sir.
Now, how do you? You're the first person I think I met from a high school kid to do that. Now, how do you plan for that? Or it just happened.
I just had a lot of good guys around me and a lot of game plans, so I just kind of went out and did my job. And I mean, I'd throw a bunch of passes for like 5 yards, and they'd be making a move and going for like 80. So it wasn't all me, but I had a bunch of good guys around me and a bunch of game plan. I just had to go execute. So.
Now, Creed, you play for Washington High. For those that do not know, I feel like you guys in Oklahoma City on the radio that's listening and watching on YouTube should know who Washington High is. I feel like they win a state championship every year, and you guys have. I've been there the last 2-3 years. You guys have won. So how's it playing for a dominant program like that?
It's just we take every week by week. It doesn't really matter who we play. We just got to go out and focus on us. And one thing that Coach Brad always says is don't worry about the scoreboard. It'll take care of itself. So we just go execute the game plan, and the scoreboard takes care of itself. And it's been good to us the last couple of years.
Now, down here on this side of the city, I live in Norman right now, though, but, Millwood and Washington is the talk of 2A.
Yeah.
That's, 2A1 now, since it's got split into two separate classes. But, you consider that a rivalry now?
I mean, we played each other the last 3 years, so, I mean, I think so. But, I mean, I've only got to experience it once, but it was a pretty cool experience.
Now, how was that experience?
It was insane. Like, their band, like, watching the games, like, the year before, like, 8th grade and 7th grade, like, their band was, like, my favorite part. Like,
Yeah.
they're so loud and crazy, so I love their band. And so being on the field, like, I'd be kind of looking up at their band, like, listening, and I'd be like, oh, crap, I still got to play. So it was a crazy environment, but I was loving it.
Now, that's crazy that you just said 7th, 8th grade, and then you end up winning it your freshman year. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I just realized that when you said that. That's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to switch the topic up to recruitment. Congratulations. You got offered by UTSA last night.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
And how's recruiting going?
It's been going good. I mean, it's been a blessing. God's blessed me in a ton of ways. I mean, being a little kid, I never thought this was gonna happen, and it's just cool to see it all kind of coming to fruition and just all kind of happening. And it seems like it's all happened so fast. Like, it seems like the other day I was just like in middle school, just excited for high school football. But so I've just been kind of taking it, like, enjoying high school football, and that's eventually gonna come whenever it comes. But I've just been super excited, and it's been going good though. I mean, got to meet a lot of great people and see a lot of cool places that I want to be able to see without football. So it's been cool.
And I feel like you were being recruited early. I feel like, because I remember when you got your first offer kind of after the state championship. And how's that? Is it slow or is it high or low? Because when I talk to people about recruitment, when it's high, they say it's stressful. I know you're young right now, so it's not picking up as fast as what it would as your junior or senior. But how is it stressful? Is it fun, or is it?
I mean, I love it. I've always wanted this, so it's kind of cool to be able to experience it. I mean, there's some times where it gets kind of stressful, but I just kind of have to remind myself, like, there's a bunch of kids that would die to just be able to play football, much less, like, be able to go play at a college level. So I've just been kind of enjoying it and taking it all in. And, I mean, there's sometimes it gets stressful, but for the most part, not really.
And I know the team goal this year is to repeat the state championship. What's some goals you have for yourself, though?
Personally, some goals is just go be the best team that I can. And one big goal has been able to kind of change the locker room and kind of be a light just spiritually. And if I could take, like, one teammate to Christ, that'd be a big goal for me.
And that's dope. I mean, you got a chance to talk about a little bit before this, earlier this week, and you said you're big on your faith. And what makes you so big in your faith?
I mean, my family growing up, they've always been big on their faith, and that's kind of – I got a good opportunity to be able to grow up in that. And then, I mean, there's been multiple times in my life where, like, God's came through for me. So, like, him coming through for me, I was like, all right, like, I gotta lock in on my faith. So, like, earlier in the year, I tore my hip labrum, and I remember driving down the road, and I was super angry, and it just kind of hit me, like, hey, like, I'm doing this for a reason. So, that was just one big part recently that's, like, played a factor in my faith. But other than that, I got a chance to grow up in a faith, like, family, and that's been really good for me. So, I kind of had it as a foundation ever since I was growing up.
Now, I know you're the football star, but you hoop too.
Yes, sir.
So how are you on the basketball court?
Man, I just love getting out to play. I mean, it's kind of stress-free because I'm not worried about going to college for it. So I get to go out there, and obviously I'm trying to be the best I can be, but it's kind of like a stress reliever almost. Like, sometimes during football season, I'll go to the gym and just shoot a little bit if I'm stressed out. But it's just fun. I love being around the guys, and I just love competing. So anything I can do to compete, I love it.
So you're gonna play this year?
Yes, sir.
So are you gonna try to play all 4 years?
I'll probably my senior year. I'm gonna try to graduate early and go
Okay,
to college
yeah.
in December. So I probably won't be able to the senior year. But other than that, hopefully I can play.
Okay, and I know it's early. I'm just picking your brain, but who's recruiting you hardest right now? Who do you hear from morning, day, and night? Because on an every other day basis, probably.
Well, it's kind of hard because I'm a sophomore, so they
Yeah.
can't like text me. So I have to reach out to them for them to be able to reach out to me. So
I forget that. So.
it's kind of all similar because I reach out to them all about the same. But,
Yeah.
I mean, they've all kind of been after me about the same. It's been cool to just kind of experience that.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm excited for whenever they can start texting me so I can kind of see
What
who
that's
wants
like.
the most. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Creed, I'm also want to ask you this: what's it like playing on a loaded team this year? Because I feel like Parker Thune was talking about you guys earlier this week on Twitter, and all the people on your team, and how you guys are all high major D1 talents. So how does that feel? You guys are getting that attention right now.
It's great. I mean, I think we all buy into the program, and even the dudes that like may not get the Twitter posts that aren't going D1, like there's dudes that are still bought in, giving everything they got to win, and that's one big part. Like I feel like sometimes schools have like dudes that have like one or two big time dudes that are going to play college football, and the rest are just kind of like, I'm not going to play college football. Like, why do I need to go and put everything I need into it? But I mean, there's dudes that could go play college football that don't want to, and there's dudes that couldn't go play college football, but everybody takes the weight room and everything serious, and that's just been really cool because it's no matter really where you're going, like we're bought into our program in high school, and all that stuff's just kind of an added bonus.
What's Coach Brad's his motto for the team? Like, what's his mindset for the whole program?
This year it's been we have kind of like a saying every year, and this year it's been we are one. So like just keeping us all like intact, like we're all a team. We're all like one thing we do is like one heartbeat. We all do like the same stuff. Sounds really cool. I love that. But just keeping us all together, and like yesterday, like there's like if I throw like a bad throw or something, like people come up to me and they like encourage me. And Coach Brad was saying like whenever I see that, like it's harder for me to yell at y'all because like that's what I preach, like us being one. So like y'all encouraging them encourages me. So just kind of all being together and being a good like teammate to everybody has been kind of our motto this year.
That's dope, and I feel like that's spreading winning mentality also.
For sure.
In your program, just from seeing all the success you guys have had with the championships and whatnot. But this is gonna be my last question for you, Creed. So who's your why and who motivates you? I know you're big on your faith, but who else motivates you in your life?
Yeah, obviously God first, but my dad motivates me for sure. Like whenever he was in high school, he got sick, and I mean, just as a little kid, like to me, even if it wasn't like truly like the main reason, like I was like, oh, he got sick, so he couldn't go play. So like I'm gonna go play for him. So that's always been in the back of my head growing up, and now it's just kind of like there's been so many people that have helped me like through my process, and it's just kind of almost giving back to them. Like I gotta go, and like my mom, my grandpa, everybody that's kind of poured into me, like it's just kind of nice to be able to give back to them.
Well, Creed, I appreciate you for coming on. And I wish nothing but the best for you. And I'm gonna come and check out a game because you guys are literally just down the road from me. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in on the radio. Shout out to Wes in the studio. Shout out to the production team here. Shout out to the Legala staff. And you guys, if you guys are listening, you got kids, that like Jordan shoes. They have that here. We're sitting here looking at all these Jordan shoes on the radio. And also, if your kid likes fashion, there's a lot of clothes here too. So thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned for next time.